nation disappeared from the world's front pages, yet its flames never stopped rising. Because somewhere inside that fire lies a truth so dangerous, every power hopes you never uncover it. Sudan, a land of ancient kingdoms, golden deserts, and the dream of peace. But beneath the beauty, something darker was always moving. A quiet fracture, widening year after year, preparing to break. For a moment, the world believed Sudan was healing. Wars had slowed, transitions had begun. People dared to breathe again. But peace in Sudan was only the silence between storms. In that silence, two men rose. Two allies in uniform, each powerful, each feared, each convinced the future belonged to him alone. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, Hemedti, brothers in ambition, rivals in destiny. And when two giants stand too close, the ground beneath them always cracks. Their forces grew like shadows at dusk. One commanded the state's army, the other commanded a paramilitary empire born from past wars. Both understood that only one could control Sudan, but neither would step aside. In early 2023, a political agreement promised hope, civilian rule, a fresh beginning. But hidden in its lines was a fuse waiting to be lit. Who would command Sudan's forces? Who would surrender power? Who would bow first? Neither did. Accusations spread like wildfire. Troops moved in the night. Fear whispered through military ranks. And then, on April 15th, Sudan woke not to morning prayers, but to gunfire that shook the very ground. Khartoum, a city once alive with markets, students, laughter, became a battlefield. Fighter jets roared over rooftops. Tanks crushed through streets where families once walked. The capital of Sudan turned into a furnace of smoke and shattered glass. Within days, the government lost its voice. Institutions collapsed. The state dissolved into dust. Only two armed powers remained, each claiming victory, each burning everything in their path. And as the bullets flew, another enemy arrived. Hunger. Markets emptied, transport halted. A nation already struggling with poverty now found itself gasping for food, for medicine, for hope. Hunger became the third army. Silent, merciless, impossible to defeat. Millions fled, not knowing where safety lay. They carried no luggage, only the belief that running was better than dying. Their homes vanished behind them in smoke, their futures swallowed by uncertainty. And in the west, in Darfur, the horrors of the past returned like a curse refusing to die. Villages erased overnight, entire communities scattered. The world said never again, but in Sudan, again came quietly, brutally, relentlessly. Behind the chaos stood invisible hands, foreign interests, secret deals, arms flowing in from faraway powers that spoke of peace while feeding the fire. For some, Sudan's war was tragedy. For others, it was opportunity. Soon the country split, east under one command, west under another. A nation carved apart not by borders, but by ambition. Cities turned into silent graves. Hospitals ran out of power, out of supplies, out of time. Doctors worked by candlelight, stitching wounds as bombs shook the walls. Children learned to distinguish gunfire by sound because they heard it more than they heard laughter. And as smoke filled Sudan's skies, global attention drifted elsewhere. The world looked away. But flames don't extinguish when ignored. They spread. Today, Sudan's war has no victor. Only victims. Only ashes. Only questions that echo through the ruins. Who started this? Who fuels it? And who benefits when a nation burns? Because Sudan is not just a battlefield. It is a mirror, reflecting what power becomes when left unchecked, and what happens to ordinary people trapped between ambitions they never chose. And until the world asks not who is fighting, but who is profiting, Sudan will keep burning.